Hello once again. Yes, um, this last weekend was, well, it turned out, several fights turned out a little different than I had predicted. Of course, I'm talking about the boxing. Yeah, where to start? Well, first Dillian White versus Alexander Povetkin. That was a really good fight, but it was, of course, a shocking, brutal ending, which we didn't quite expect. I thought Povetkin did well in the first 3 rounds. I thought he won the first 3 rounds, even though the second and third were kind of close. But I mean, both guys landed some good shots there. But I thought Povetkin was the busier fighter. And then came the fourth round. Yeah, I guess he just got a little too reckless and was simply caught charging in, and by a guy that has power, definitely. So he was down twice, Povetkin, in that fourth round, and then everybody pretty much thought, yeah, that was it. Now he's almost 41. He's been down twice, and now White is about to finish him off in the next round or the one after that. But what happened was really amazing. Povetkin simply fired up on all cylinders and went for the kill because he knew he had to. And that's what's really kind of made him who he is, because he has never been afraid, to pull the trigger or go out, all out. So, I mean, he has proven that even at that age, he does has have enough left in the tank to compete. Maybe not with the very best, but with top guys. Yeah, so this fight will be, of course, it was a left uppercut that put Dillian White down and out. Yeah, so another brutal knockout loss for Dillian White. Of course, he was knocked out several years ago by Anthony Joshua. Yeah, now, of course, there is going to be a rematch in December, perhaps. Yeah, so this was the WBC Eliminator, and I'm a little bit surprised to hear that there is going to be a rematch, because usually who the guy who wins that fight is, he goes on to fight for the title. But fair enough. I mean, I don't know what that rematch will bring. It is quite impossible to predict, especially after this. But um, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. As for Povetkin fighting Tyson Fury, who holds the WBC belt, of course, I don't think that would be a good idea, because he would have such a huge height disadvantage, and even though he did well, of course, against David Price, who is almost as tall as Fury, but they are two very different fighters. David Price is just a puncher who has shown that he has major defensive issues, and also chin issues. While Fury is, of course, a very complete fighter. He's a boxer with a very good chin. So, yeah. Alright, and then moving on to Katie Taylor. That was another fight that I saw live. Katie Taylor versus Delphine Persoon. It was a very good fight too. I thought maybe Katie did deserve to win this time. Even though Persoon had some good moments in the last couple rounds and kind of shook Taylor. But Taylor was perhaps the better of the two for most of the fight. Yeah. So now there may be yeah, talks of her fighting perhaps but at a higher weight against Jessica McCaskill perhaps. That is a super fight that can be made in future. Yeah, so yeah, enough about that. And there was another, well, not a huge surprise, but a really big upset. I mean, a really big victory for Joe Smith Jr., who knocked out Eleider Alvarez. Yeah, I kind of thought that might be, that might happen, even though I had Alvarez winning on points. But I did say that Smith had a puncher's chance that he could win by a knockout. And that's what he did. So I didn't see the fight yet, but I heard from a friend that it was a quite one-sided fight. That Alvarez got a real, beating. Yeah, he was simply destroyed by the younger man. So now Alvarez, of course, is 36. So it seems like he is at the end of his, career or prime anyway. Yeah, because it is a bit of shame because he waited too long to get the big fights. He had to wait too long, and he kind of turned pro late as well. So that's a little bit sad for him. But Joe Smith Jr. is definitely a very exciting fighter who has improved since losing to Dmitry Bivol. So now maybe we can see him fight Arthur Beterbiev. Why not? That would be a great fight, of course, between two big punchers. Uh, yeah, I slightly favor Beterbiev in that fight, but who knows? Yeah, um, that's the one. Were there any other fights that I predicted? I didn't see. I didn't see what happened in Russia. It's the results in the Pfeiffer Papin fight are not yet known. I don't know why. What happened? So yeah. Anyway, it was a pretty good fight weekend. The next one won't be as good, so I will not be making a prediction video for the next weekend. So yeah, but the one after, I think, yes. All right, so that was all for me for now. See you around. Bye bye.